Even though Doctor Who hasn't revealed the true connection between both of Veroda Setu's characters, there's a theory based on a recent storyline that could account for the actress playing two roles in successive seasons. Setu's return as a new character is nothing new, as there have been several Doctor Who actors to step into more than one role. An actor's Doctor Who comeback isn't always planned, so a token explanation is often provided to account for two characters sharing the same face. For Setu, there seems to be a much deeper mystery at play than a simple casting quirk. Setu made her franchise debut as part of Doctor Who Season 14's cast, appearing in Episode 3, Boom, as Mundy Flynn. There was nothing to suggest that Mundy would ever return, as what appeared to be a standalone installment ended with Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor and Millie Gibson's Ruby Sunday leaving in the TARDIS without Setu's character. When Setu was announced to return to contribute to Doctor Who Season 15's story, showrunner Russell T. Davies confirmed she would be playing a new character. However, Season 15's trailer reveals Davies wasn't telling the whole truth. Theory: Belinda Chandra is another Pantheon God's angel, like Susan Triad. Setu's Doctor Who characters could be replications created by another member of the Pantheon. Even though Veroda Setu isn't reprising the role of Mundy Flynn in Doctor Who Season 15, the show has confirmed that her new character of Belinda Chandra does have a canonical connection to the figure she played in Boom. 15 can be seen in the trailer telling his new companion that there is something already connecting him with Belinda, while displaying an image of Mundy Flynn on the TARDIS view screen. No further context is provided to clear up the tease, but Season 14 could explain what's happening, and it all comes down to Doctor Who's Pantheon of Gods. Doctor Who Season 14 turned out to be a stealth sequel to an old Fourth Doctor, Tom Baker, serial, and it retconned the character of Sutekh, Gabriel Wolfe, into being the god of death. Along with Sutekh's updated lore came the being's ability to install one of his angels of death wherever the Doctor landed, all of whom were played by Susan Twist. This storyline resulted in Twist mysteriously popping up throughout Season 14 as seemingly unrelated characters. It was eventually revealed that Sutekh was behind the phenomenon all along. It's unclear if other members of the Pantheon have a similar ability to Sutekh in this regard. That being said, it's not entirely unreasonable to assume that the other gods can also deposit their own equivalents of Sutekh's avatars. If so, Setu's characters could be just two of many duplicates scattered throughout the timeline, while all being unaware of each other. What's less likely is that Setu's characters are spawning based on where the TARDIS lands, as having two members of the Pantheon stashed away aboard the blue box would feel like very lazy writing. The Belinda the Mundy clones might have been created by Mrs. Flood. There's clearly more to Mrs. Flood's character than has already been revealed. Sutekh named several other Pantheon members during his return at the end of Doctor Who Season 14. Some were brand new characters, but others were like Sutekh and had been brought forth from Doctor Who's classic era and retconned into the Pantheon. I highly doubt Sutekh named every single god in this scene, but even if he did, there is still room for the enigmatic Mrs. Flood, Anita Dobson, to be a member of the Pantheon in disguise. If so, then Mundy, Belinda, and the other potential Setu characters may have their origins as creations of Ruby's elderly neighbor Sutekh. Planting an angel wherever the TARDIS landed helped him spread his death wave so far across the universe that it was virtually impossible to escape it. Depending on what Mrs. Flood's power is, if she is even a Pantheon god at all, the angels she would spread throughout the cosmos would presumably act as amplifiers for whatever impact she could spread across the stars. Because all the Pantheon gods shown so far have been villains, this suggests Mrs. Flood could be Doctor Who's next big threat. The Belinda and Mundy clones might have been created by the Doctor. The possibility exists that the Doctor's forgotten lives were as the god of life. Another possibility is that the Doctor is responsible for the Setu characters, and could have created more copies without knowing. While this wouldn't really align with what we already know about the show's main character, an incredibly interesting theory about the Doctor unknowingly being the Pantheon's god of life opens up a lot of possibilities. Chris Chibnall's divisive Timeless Child twist has already revealed that the Doctor originates from outside the universe, which is also true of the other gods. Plus, the Doctor has displayed other traits and abilities that suggest such a title could be relevant. While it could be argued that there should really be more Veroda Setu characters given the length of the Doctor's life, it could have been that his run-in with Neil Patrick Harris Toymaker started to rekindle the 15's ability to create angels like Sutekh. Alternatively, the universe is so large that the Doctor may only just now have started to cross paths with his angels, as he did with all of Susan Twist's characters. Belinda being another Susan Triad might be too much after Season 14. Doctor Who Season 15 needs fewer mysteries, not more of the same ones. The mystery of what was connecting all of Susan Twist's Doctor Who characters was cool, but it was a pretty long-running storyline that didn't quite have the payoff I was expecting. To repeat it with Veroda Setu so soon after the Susan Triad reveal could be considered overkill. Although I love Russell T. Davies' slow-burning arcs that bubble away in the background of the Doctor's adventures, I think they can sometimes make the storylines in the forefront suffer a little bit. So, I hope whatever's going on with Mundy and Belinda is easier to ignore until the time is right.